You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A former West Hazelton police chief was sentenced in federal court today. Brian Buglio was charged earlier this year with violating a resident's right to free speech after the man criticized both Buglio and the police department on social media. Buglio pled guilty back in June and admitted to telling the resident that he'd be arrested if he didn't stop posting the negative comments. Buglio was sentenced to serve 2 months in a state prison and pay $5,000 in fines, followed by 4 months of home confinement. The former chief apologized in court today and takes full responsibility for what he did. Social media users experienced connectivity issues on 3 major platforms for the majority of Monday. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp were all seeing outages through most of the day. Facebook's chief technology officer updated users via Twitter during the hours-long outage, citing networking bugs, and told them that restoration was underway. Today, Facebook apologized for the outage that affected billions of users. The company said the issues were caused by configuration changes on the backbone routers, meaning the changes caused issues that interrupted the flow of traffic between routers in Facebook data centers globally. This was the longest reported Facebook outage since 2008. But good news, the platforms were back up and running shortly after 7 yesterday evening. It may be a bit early, but it's better to be prepared for the winter weather that's on its way. PennDOT, the PTC, and PEMA want to assure their readiness and encourage yours too. Our Philip Kaufman has the details.
It's always best to be prepared and ready when it comes to the winter season, and today representatives from PennDOT, PEMA, and the PTC outlined the Commonwealth's plans for services as the winter comes.
We are responsible for over 95,000 miles of snow lane miles across the state, which is more than all the New England states combined. We have nearly $200 million budgeted for the statewide winter operations, and we're ready to deploy about 4,700 on-the-road workers to brave the winter and to keep our roads passable. We have more than 560,000 tons of salt stockpiled across the state, and we'll take additional deliveries as the season goes on.
And while it's good for the state to prepare, it's also important that all drivers prepare themselves too.
The keys to being prepared for winter weather include individual awareness and some level of pre-planning. Every year we hear how we should be used to dealing with winter weather since we live in Pennsylvania. However, every year during the winter, we see tragic situations that could have been prevented if individuals would have heeded the information that is being provided through their trusted weather sources, taken appropriate action, and been adequately prepared for impacts. The more we work together across the state agencies and all levels of government, the better the outcomes. But we can't do it alone. It takes a well-informed and prepared public to lessen the impacts from winter weather across the state.
Turnpike traffic and weather operations are also at the ready. The team is focused to fully understand the conditions on the roadway and to keep the turnpike system as free of snow and ice as possible.
The Pennsylvania Turnpike snow and winter prep is on our minds and part of our operations all year. So that means that once the first snows begin to fall, we are prepared. Each year, we fully ready ourselves to confront winter elements by preparing our entire fleet of trucks, plows, and salt spreaders. All of our more than 400 licensed equipment operators go through the annual Snow Academy training, and they will activate their 24/7 staffing schedule this fall. Our professional crews have worked hard to prepare for upcoming winter season, and they are ready.
And be on the lookout, PennDOT is actively seeking more than 600 temporary equipment operators statewide for the winter season. Through the same website, job seekers can apply for over 100 non-operator jobs, such as diesel and construction equipment mechanics, welders, clerks, and more.
Keeping our roads as safe as possible in the winter is a team effort, and we're looking for people to join us this season. We have hundreds of job openings, from equipment operators to our diesel mechanics to even welders. I encourage anyone interested in these opportunities to visit employment.pa.gov.
For more information on PennDOT's winter preparations and additional winter driving resources for motorists, visit the department's winter website at www.penndot.gov/winter. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. A Lehigh Valley man's locked up in Florida after allegedly killing 3 of his co-workers. As we reported to you on Monday, 39-year-old Sean Runyon was in Polk County, Florida, working with a Pennsylvania electric company on a corporate office. Runyon allegedly got mad at his supervisor, identified as Kevin Lanous of Effort. He allegedly returned to a rental home 24 hours later and beat Lanous to death with a baseball bat before killing 2 other co-workers. A manhunt ensued, and Runyon was taken into custody hours later after he checked himself into an area hospital and claimed he was raped. Police say Runyon had a lengthy criminal history, which included child endangerment, theft, DUI, and strangulation charges. He's currently behind bars, facing 3 counts of first-degree murder. Shots were fired Sunday morning on Cole Street in Wilkes-Barre. Police say an unidentified woman and her companion arrived at the Sherman Hills apartment complex around 11 a.m. and were confronted by an unknown individual. The 2 got into a physical altercation, and the victim was allegedly pistol whipped before exchanging gunfire. The victim was taken to an area hospital for treatment of her injuries. Police are asking anyone with information on the incident to call them at 570-208-4200. A Schuylkill County man's behind bars for allegedly firing a weapon Saturday afternoon in Pottsville. Police in Pottsville were called to the 600 block of John O'Hara Street for a report of shots fired. An investigation found that 20-year-old Cassian Amir Jackson Flowers allegedly fired 4 rounds from a 9mm handgun during a dispute with another man. He was also found to be in possession of meth, cocaine, marijuana, and a large amount of cash. He was charged with aggravated assault, discharging a firearm into an occupied structure, possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver, and numerous other charges. He was taken to Schuylkill County Prison for lack of $200,000 bail. The family of a missing Schuylkill County teen is asking for the public's help trying to locate him. 15-year-old Glynn Chesla was last seen Friday night in Tresco. He's described as 6'1" and weighing about 130 pounds, with dirty brown hair and blue eyes. If anyone has information on his whereabouts, they're being asked to call Katie at 570-778-5901 or Anthony at 570-778-2243 or contact state police. You may notice that it takes longer to get mail after the U.S. Postal Service announced changes over the coming months. The Postal Service has been initiating the changes in order to cut costs. The current 3-day delivery standard for first-class mail could now take up to 5 days. Prices to ship standard packages and mail will also increase. People can pay for priority mail to ensure that their mail isn't delayed, but that too will come at a higher price. Customers are being urged to start ordering their online holiday purchases now, as holiday season delays are expected to be longer than usual this year. And speaking of mail, Luzerne County plans to start sending out mail-in ballots next week for the upcoming November election. Mail-in ballots are expected to go out on October 11th to voters who already requested them. Drop boxes will also be set up throughout the county, including the lobby of the Penn Place building in Wilkes-Barre. The deadline to register is October 18th. Voters can register online or at their County Election Bureau office. The last day to request a mail-in ballot is October 26th to ensure that enough time is available to return them for November 2nd's election. Coming up on WYLN News, imagine beating those 1 in 292.2 million odds, plus another night with the nurses. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old. It's kind of partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the healthcare you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join us every week as I'll be joined by head coach Dennis Bookman as we go over past Hazleton area opponents, we'll look ahead to a future opponent, and have a guest from the Cougar football program. That's all this season on Sports Talk, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner.
After 40 drawings without a big Powerball winner, a single ticket matching all 6 numbers was sold in California, making it the lucky winner of a nearly $700 million jackpot. The winning numbers drawn Monday night were 12, 22, 54, 66, and 69, with a Powerball of 15. Thanks to no grand prize winner since June 5th, the jackpot climbed to $699.8 million, making it the 7th largest in U.S. lottery history and 5th largest in Powerball history. The 41st drawing also broke the previous 36 drawing record mark that ended in January. The game's long odds of 1 in 292.2 million are intended to generate massive prizes that draw more players. Pfizer COVID-19 boosters are now available in most Giant and Martin's in-store pharmacies to those who are currently eligible. Walk-ins are welcome, so no appointment is needed. However, customers can book one online at giantfoodstores.com or martinsfoods.com to save time. Customers must bring their photo ID and prescription insurance card, and the booster will be administered at no out-of-pocket cost. COVID-19 and flu vaccines are also available at all 132 in-store Giant or Martin's pharmacies, which can be given together. Are you caring for an aging loved one and have questions about dementia or senior-related health concerns? Well, join Heritage Hill Senior Community for their Night with the Nurses on Tuesday, October 12th at 6 p.m. Come with your questions to 800 6th Street in Weatherly for the free program that provides family caregivers with insightful discussions led by Heritage Hill's experienced nursing staff. Masks are required on site, and you must RSVP by October 11th by calling 570-427-4500. Our Wyln sports crew is gearing up to bring you game number 6 of the 2021 high school football season. We kick off with some live Golden Bear Hurricanes action this Friday, October 8th, when we travel to Mahanoy City for the Schuylkill-Haven-Mahanoy area matchup. Tune in for your Friday night fill of Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and our Wyln sports crew, bringing you the event, not just the highlights. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. No plans Friday night? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for your weekly dose of Friday night football and all the live local action right here on Wyln TV. Coming up on Lehigh's News Choice, our Trooper Talk Tuesday looks at Domestic Violence Awareness Month, plus Leading the Way, Part 2. Stay with us.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Blb Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
No matter how busy life gets, your health needs to come first. That's why the relationship you build with your Lehigh Valley Health Network primary care doctor is one of the most important you'll ever have. From identifying your personal health risk factors to coordinating care with specialists, LVHN is here to partner with you every step of the way. And with the choice of virtual or in-person visits, it's never been easier to put your health at the top of your to-do list. Take the first step by visiting lvhn.org or by calling 888-402-LVHN.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN. We are joined, as always, by State Trooper Anthony Petrosky. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, folks, we're talking about today, it's actually, this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we're just going to dive into a few things that you need to know, whether you, are someone who might have witnessed it or have been a victim of it. And I know it's a really rough topic, and we're going to be covering topics like this more just because they're important, and it's something that people need to understand. And as much as it's a lot of traffic and a lot of the stuff we talk about typically on the show is more lean towards a lighter side, there are some things out there that we need to talk about because it's important for folks like you out there to have this information, to know what to do. And it's people like Trooper Petrosky here and the state troopers who are there to protect you. And in situations like this, these are the people who you can trust and rely on to make sure that you're okay. And so why don't we start off, let's talk about if you're, I guess, a witness from the outside perspective, are there signs, are there things to be aware of, and what can you do as somebody from the outside of that situation?
Yeah, you know what, these are very sensitive subjects, and when we're talking about somebody outside of it, maybe they're out in public, maybe they see something going on, some arguing, maybe it turns physical in a parking lot or in a car or something like that. The best thing you could do is be a good witness and contact us. Call 911, they'll dispatch whichever police department covers that jurisdiction where the incident occurred. But it has to end, because domestic violence situations, they can get really, really bad, and we don't want them to reach that level. So the best thing you could do is contact 911, be a great witness, give a vehicle description, person description, and a license plate, good location, and then we'll be on our way to hopefully intervene and end that. Because we handle a lot of domestic violence situations, but there's only so much we could do, and if it doesn't reach that level where somebody gets arrested, unfortunately, they could go home together or maybe go their separate ways for a little bit and then meet back up later on in the evening, and it could get bad again. So, anytime somebody's involved, they witnessed it, they need to call us immediately.
Yeah, and so I guess that dives more into the subject of if you are somebody who is has been a victim of it or is seeking help from people such as yourself and the PSP troopers. It's what's the process of coming to you guys and kind of, if you could, for people who might be watching this and this might be a helpful tool for them, what should they look towards and how can they feel safe about reporting such a thing?
Yeah. First of all, don't put up with it. Don't let it build and build and build till it gets to a point where you can't get out of this situation. You need to talk to somebody. Maybe get some counseling. If it reaches a level where it's physical, it's harassing to you every single day, you need to get out of that relationship. You need to come and you need to report it to the police. We can intervene, especially if it turned physical. There's a zero tolerance policy for domestic violence in Pennsylvania. If we see any signs of physical abuse, we will make an arrest. It's not that we'll look into it, we will make an arrest. So get out of there, do whatever you can. Sometimes it's tough to get out of the house in those situations. Maybe the significant other, whoever it may be, they take your phone, say, hey, I gotta run over to the neighbor's house real quick, come up with some sort of excuse, get out of there, get somewhere where you could call 911 and stay there until we show up. When we show up, we will investigate it thoroughly and we will make an arrest.
And for those people, obviously there's resources, there's a process that you guys go through once you show up on the scene, handle the situation. Is there anything more kind of in details that you could tell us about that?
Yeah, so we'll do a thorough investigation. There's also tons of victim resources. Every victim in Pennsylvania receives a victim witness assistance guide from the Pennsylvania State Police. There's tons of numbers, phone numbers in their resources, and we point them out to the victims of domestic abuse. We make sure that they're fully aware of it and the assistance that's available to them because, we want them to recover from this and move on with their life. It's definitely not a good situation, so we try to help out any way that we can.
All right, folks. I know it's a little bit of a heavier topic, but thank you so much for talking with us.
Absolutely.
Folks, if you are a witness, please do whatever you can to report it, get it to the authorities to make sure that does not continue on. And if you are a victim, please find a way. I know it can be difficult being in that situation. There are ways and there are people who are out there, like the trooper himself, who are here to protect you, here to help you. So thank you, folks, for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday on Wyln.
No matter how busy life gets, your health needs to come first. That's why the relationship you build with your Lehigh Valley Health Network primary care doctor is one of the most important you'll ever have. From identifying your personal health risk factors to coordinating care with specialists, LVHN is here to partner with you every step of the way. And with the choice of virtual or in-person visits, it's never been easier to put your health at the top of your to-do list. Take the first step by visiting lvhn.org or by calling 888-402-LVHN.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just a highlight, like only WYLN can. The Game in a Week on WYLN TV is sponsored by Lehigh Valley Health Network, your orthopedics and sports medicine partner. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Hazleton Mayor Jeff Gassat's leading the way again into part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back, folks. We continue this week's Leading the Way with Hazleton Mayor Jeff Gassat. So, what led you on a political path, and how did you pursue those interests? School and everything like that. How did you become, into politics?
Again, growing up on Alter Street, seeing those businesses that were there started to diminish and go down. So I wanted to see a city that was vibrant with small businesses. So I thought that more needed to be done and focused on the small business, the family-owned places. So the more I got involved with the business and with some of the local charities, I felt that I could make a difference, bringing information from a different aspect of what was going on. So I decided to run for mayor back in 2011, and here I am.
And that election process, going through all of that, how did that go? And what was it like taking on a public personality? I guess
it was a great experience. So I ran in 2011, and I lost to then Mayor Joe Iannuzzi. And it was one of the greatest things because I learned what it was like to lose and want to still stay involved. So right after that, 2011, I started a Hazleton Playground Revitalization Program. And I raised money and we redid James Street Playground. 2013, I ran for City Council and I won. Spent 2 years on council, ran for mayor in 2015. I was successful, and I was mayor 2016, ran again in 2019, and here I sit.
And how was that being on city council? Is it a different experience than being mayor?
It is. It's more of trying to find issues that relate to the people and you writing the ordinances. Like I said, I was targeting on small business. That was my focus. In my time on city council, I did create a bunch of ordinances that reflected what small businesses needed, what small businesses shouldn't be doing, and parking situations, because that's what you need. You need location and parking to be successful in the business. So that's what I really targeted on, and it spent my 2 years writing ordinances that read that way. Some of them were passed, some of them weren't. I focused on the land bank, which we went through I probably spent my 2 years on council working on, and I got to the last vote in December of 15 and it got voted down. So I finally got that passed last year. So that was like 6 years in the making to get that ordinance through, which hope tonight we have a meeting with the school district to get them on board, and then that we could help go after blighted properties.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.